Hello traders, welcome back to the Forex Geek where we dive deep into the tool that can help you make smarter trading decisions. And in today's video, we're going to learn how to start trading penny stock step by step. Now with a clear explanation of the key concepts and a practical strategy designed to protect your capital while seeking real opportunities. So why not stay with me until the end of this video so that you can fully understand how to avoid the risks and increase your chances of success in this exciting but challenging market. We start by understanding what penny stocks are. Penny stocks are shares or companies that trade at a low price, usually under $5 per share. Now these stocks are often found on markets like the OTC, which is the over the counter, or small exchanges rather than major exchanges such as the NYSE or the NASDAQ. Because of its low price, penny stock attracts traders looking for big gains from small investments. You should know that penny stocks are different from regular stocks because they usually have less liquidity. This means there are fewer buyers and sellers, which can make it hard for buying and selling when you want. Now, the price can move sharply in either directions with just a few trades. Now let's look at an example. Now this is Danji stocks. You can see it has little or more volume or low volume of buyers and sellers. They can move sharply in either direction just by a few trades. Now this chart will help you see how quickly the price of a penny stocks can change direction in a short period of time. These sharp moves happen because penny stocks have a smaller float, which is the number of shares available for trading. When the floats are low, even small buying or selling pressure can cause big price swings. And as you can see, at this area, you can see this big price swing. Now, recent change in regulation has also impacted penny stock trading. For example, the new SEC and the FINRA rule, which is the FINRA rule, requires better tracking of short sales and limits manipulative practices, which helps protect investors like you from some common scams. Now let's see how we can trade the penny stocks in a step-by-step strategy. Now to start trading the penny stocks successfully, you will need a clear and well-structured approach. Now this step-by-step guide will help you find the right stock to manage risks and exit trade wisely. Each part is important to build your confidence and protect your money. We have to screen for suitable stocks, to screen for suitable penny stocks. The first step the first step is to find the penny stock. The first step would be to find the penny stock that have the potential for movement, but also meet specific criteria to increase your chances of success. You would have to use your stock screener to filter out stocks with this quality. The first quality will be prices. Price between you have to set it to manual at your 0.5 and 4.5. These are the areas, these are the kind of stocks we will be looking for between 0.5 or 1.5. That will be below or equal. To screen stocks that will give us at that range, it will show us stock prices within that range. So these are the available stocks within that price range. Now the second criteria we need to look at will be floating less than 500 shares to keep volatility manageable. The third step would be average daily volume over 500 shares. The volume over 500 shares to ensure enough volatility or liquidity rather. Now the first step will be recent news within the last 48 hours to identify stocks with fresh catalyst. Now by using these filters, you can narrow down any stock to a smaller list that meets key conditions. This helps to avoid stocks that are too tiny, traded or have no recent development, which often leads to bad trades. Now the step two would be to confirm strong catalyst. Now once you have a stock shortlist, which is this is our shortlist. Once you have a stock shortlist, once we have a stock shortlist, you will need to verify the reason behind recent price movement. You have to look for genuine news like earning reports, contract wins, partnership or regulatory approval. Avoid relying on message boards or social media hype since they can be manipulated. You have to also check your SEC filings such as the 8K or press releases directly from company websites. Also review short interest data to see if a stock might be under pressure or ready to be squeezed. Now this ensures that you trade stocks with a real reason for moving and also a reduced risk of getting caught in a pump and dump scheme. Now the third step would be to plan your entries using the VWAP retest setup. You have to also plan your entries using the VWAP retest setup. The VWAP retest setup is a proven entry point and is used to wait for the stock to spike on news and then pull back during towards volume weighted price, which is your VWAP line on the intraday chart. Now the VWAP represents the average price weighted by volume and acts as a support and resistance level during the day. Now adding our VWAP indicator, this is it, our volume weighted average price to our chart, and it will make it easier for us to understand. Now the goal would be to enter on the first pullback near the VWAP. Now when you notice a first pullback near the VWAP, it often signals a good balance point between buyers and sellers. You have to confirm strength by watching the tape for rising cumulative volume data. This shows that buyers are stepping in to the support of the stocks. If you can see the indicator properly, you would know that at a point that the price decides to rise, you are going to expect and would have to wait for price to come back to retest the line. When price moves above the VWAP line and comes back to retest the line, this would be a perfect entry at where you would want to buy the trade at the support region of the line. Now entering at this point would give you a lower risk and a better reward setup because you are buying near a key support level after the initial run. Now we can look at another example. When price trades above when price trades above this VWAP line at this area and comes back to retest during the lower region of the VWAP line, this would be a good area for us to buy our stock. Now the fourth step would be to manage our position size and risks. You have to always limit the amount of capital you risk per trade. A standard rule is to risk no more than 1% of your trading capital on any single trade. So you will have to calculate your position size based on this risk using the difference between your entry price and your stop loss levels. So you would have to place your stop loss about 2 times the average true range below your entry point. So if you are to enter here, you would have to calculate using your average true range indicator to know exactly where to place your stop loss to get a safe area to place your stop loss at. There should be a difference between your entry price and your stop loss level. You have to use this method to avoid being stopped out too early. Also, you would have to keep your share size to no more than 10% of your stock float. Now, large orders in a small float can move the price against you, making it hard for you to exit your trade. Now, the fifth step would be set clear profit targets and scale out. You have to decide your profit targets before entering your trade. A good starting point is to sell half of your shares at a 20% gain or near the previous day high, whichever comes first. Take some profits early, lock in gains and reduce pressure. For the remaining shares, use a trailing exit strategy based on your short-term moving average like your 9 period moving average or your 5 minute chart. This helps capture large moves while protecting profits as price rise. The sixth step would be to execute a clear exit plan. Now, if price falls below the VWAP line or you see unusual inside selling reports from fall filling, consider closing the trade to limit losses. Stick strictly to your stop loss to protect your account from large drawdowns. Now, the seventh step would be to keep a trading journal and review. After every trade, record important details including your exit and entry prices, your catalyst, your float and your emotions during the trade. Always capture screenshots of your charts and news. Weekly reviews of your journal helps identify mistakes and improve your process over time. So trading journals are very important while using any trading strategy or trading any part of the financial market. Alright traders, we have come to the end of this video. Thanks for watching and I hope you found this video helpful. Now do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so that you wouldn't miss out on more trading tips and strategies. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.